We'll start now. The Rink was another one of the star-driven vehicles that Kander and Ebb wrote. They liked writing for Liza Minnelli and Chita Rivera. They were muses to them. But unfortunately, this one suffered because Liza had a lot of personal problems and ended up going into rehab. And you notice how often Liza Minnelli is dressed in red, as is Chita.
You know, for mother and daughter, we certainly don't have a lot in common.
Maybe more than you think. Think about it.
I hate Mr. Whipple.
God, me too. I hate growing older.
Boy, am I with you. You don't have to be a professor to see the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. I hate washing dishes. All that grease.
I hate Mrs. Carlucci.
May she rest in peace. There's more than a few things on which we agree. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. For 9 months, I carried you under my arm. For 9 months, seldom, if ever, apart. No wonder I can be annoying.
Well,
Scream and fight.
sometimes I'm no lady.
Yeah, you got that right. So the saying is true. Look at you, look at me. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
Hey, we're fabulous. Come on down.
Me, I like to stroke the guy's chest.
Especially Italian.
Honey, they're the best. You don't need a sheepskin from Harvard to see. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
Me, I like a guy who'll scratch my back.
Try a little lower. Scratch my back. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. For 9 months,
What?
at least I was never ignored. For 9 months,
What? I gave you free room and board.
your tops, Mom.
Hey, I know I shouldn't say this.
Oh, be my guest.
We're not so very different.
I'm real depressed. Well, you move as a cheap bag. There's no lovey-tea.
You open a pea pod, and guess what? A pea.
The apple doesn't fall very far
this was about a mother and daughter who had a lot of issues. There is this is Maren Maisie, and this and the World Goes Round was a review that was written specifically to house Kander and Ebb music. Much of the music is so insightful. I think you're going to enjoy hearing this. Maren Maisie was a great Broadway performer. Tragically, she died, maybe 4 or 5 years ago of complications of ovarian cancer. She was a true fighter, and she did The King and I while she even was undergoing treatments, and she did an awful lot to raise awareness for the disease.
Sometimes you're happy, and sometimes you're sad, but the world goes around. Sometimes you lose every nickel you had, but the world goes around. Sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't alter a thing. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a fall, and a spring. And sometimes a friend starts treating you bad, but the world goes around. And sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses, somebody wins, then one day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins, but the planet spins and the world goes round. The world goes round. Sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall. And sometimes a friend starts treating you bad. The world goes around, and sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses, somebody wins, then one day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins, but the planet spins and the world goes round and round and round and round and round. The world goes round and round and round.
Wonderful Mary Maisie. And here's Liza again with another great character song.
There's a lady living somewhere. Where it is, I do not know. But I long to write and tell her that I love her so. I believe I might do mayhem. Yes, I might destroy myself if I ever found her missing from my grocer's shelf. Sarah Lee, Sarah Lee, your brioche just fractures me. Give me a taste of your cherry Danish. I love my mother, but you can't compare her, not with Sarah Lee. Sarah Lee, there's no H, just Sarah Lee, and that's okay by me, 'cause I'm living in paradise when I'm nibbling apple spice from the kitchens of the one I love, wonderful Sarah Lee. And it thrills me right to my soul when I'm chewing your finger roll, and I'm crying, for goodness sake, there never been a better banana cake. Cousin Milton works at the Hilton. He caters banquets, and at each affair he'll swear by I really know what you mean. Honey, those brownies are obscene. Drop that H, say Sarah. Sarah Lee, and that's okay by me. I love your cheesecake, white as pearl, not to mention your chocolate swirl from the kitchens of the one I love, wonderful Sarah, beautiful Sarah, S-A-R-A-L-E-E, Sarah.
And I just want to see what the chat has to say. Anyway, okay, great. Here is another classic Kander and Ebb song, somewhat commenting on an interesting segment of the human condition.
You probably gathered by this point anyway. You know what I like doing best of all? I like singing songs where I get to play different kinds of characters. You know what I mean? I mean, all different types of people, which means that I'm constantly on the lookout for somebody interesting to sing about, so watch it. For instance, I used to have a girlfriend she was a terrific girl. She was a housewife, a suburbanite, extremely bright, and very, very pretty. But a depressed person. I mean, the girl was down. You know, being with this woman was inevitably a lugubrious experience. And we would meet, you know, and have lunch, and I would try and cheer her up, and nothing worked. And all of a sudden, one day, she arrived in a mist of euphoria. I mean, the woman was happy. Which naturally made me so curious. Right? I said, what happened to you? What's going on? Come on, tell. She told. She told me that she had found the secret to true happiness. Here's how she broke the news. Everyone's noticed the change in me. the startling, heartening change in me. I mean, look, no longer depressed. I am feeling my best, and I am totally in control. Though grim and excessively sad was I, and never organically glad was I. Now life is the berries, and cherries invaded my bowl. Harvey and the children are relieved. Oh, my girlfriends say it's not to be believed. And my secret isn't diet, drugs, or pills. Oh, nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. I've simply found a new routine to banish all my ills. I have my coffee in the morning, my brandy in the evening, and Arthur in the afternoon. I don't have any great days since I've my matinee days with Arthur in the afternoon. He has a small apartment in the center of town. I'd hardly say it was posh, but I got my gremlin and hurry on down to hear the banisters squeak. The waterbed slosh, oh, you can have your TM every AM, every PM. But this, kids, it's in tune because you got Arthur. That's right, I said Arthur. Oh, there's nothing like Arthur in the afternoon. Oh, yes, I've been through S, dear, but I was unimpressed, dear. I needed some Arthur in the afternoon. They say that love is better with the stars in the sky. Love for Arthur and me. We start loving when the sun is high. From 1:45 to 2:45. Don't sit there and glower. Just blink another hour. For round trips to the moon. You gotta try Arthur. I recommend Arthur. He's listed as Arthur in the afternoon. Hello, Arthur. Got a little headache. All my nerves are worn a little thin. Look, I was wondering if you had an opening, and if you do, could you squeeze me in? You do? 1:45? Well, I'll get ready to go to town. Gonna race my motor and you and that. So get your shopping cart out and go safe, play your heart out. But there's no sunsweet prune as healthy as Arthur. That's right, I said Arthur. You owe yourself Arthur in the afternoon.
Clever, clever, clever. Now, they did write another musical, this one again for their second muse, Chita Rivera, based upon the movie Kiss of the Spider Woman. William Hurt, who died recently, won an Academy Award for his portrayal of a gay prisoner who was incarcerated because of his sexual orientation. And he's incarcerated with a political prisoner. The two of them having nothing in common, but yet they develop a love and a relationship for each other out of the situation that they're in. Chita Rivera. Now, the construction of it was like Cabaret, where the MC did all the commenting on the scenery, on the action, and in here, this made-up movie star, this Chilean movie star, became a fantasy that one of the prisoners used to keep him going in this tough circumstance.
My father died. My mother had to work nights as an usherette in a cinema. She never complained. I, of course, adored it. It was a fabulous cinema. It had Egyptian decor. Since there was no one to look after me, she took me with her when she went to work. And she sat me in the front row. That's when I first saw my Aurora.
Shut up, you fool. Listen.
Oh, I don't hear what I don't want to hear.
They're bringing a prisoner back from interrogation. They're going to make us look at him to frighten us.
Well, I look. But I don't see. Deaf, dumb, and blind. You take my advice, Mr. Revolutionary. When you feel you've gone to hell in a handbasket, and the world in which you dwell's no paradise,
I've some counsel I can give. You need but ask it. I'm so very glad to share this good advice. You've got to learn how not to be where you are. The more you face the reality, the more you scar. So close your eyes and you can be a movie star. Why must you stay where you are? You've got to learn how not to see what you see. The slice of hell you call your life is harsh and mean. So why not lie beside me on a movie screen? Why must you see what you've seen? And if you find that you'll land in jail, a little fantasy will not fail. It's just as simple as ABC. Come on here, play with me, play with me.
You got to learn how not to do what you've done. The pistol shots can't kill if you unload the gun.
So build a palace where you're the Shah, and we'll embrace in that Shangri-La. If you run away, some matinee from where you are. Yeah. Ha. Ha.
And if you find that you land in jail, a little fantasy will not fail. It's just as simple as ABC.
Come up here,
Come up here,
play with me.
play with me.
Turn off the lights and turn on your mind. And I can promise you, you will find you will like my plan. My sweetest man, my leading man. And where
Fantasies, fantasies, fantasies. Steel Pier came next. Originally, the idea was to base this upon the Jane Fonda movie, They Shoot Horses, Don't They? But once they started into it, they realized they couldn't get the script. So they created their own version of a 1930s dance marathon and added a fantasy to it. It really was a weird sort of a musical. Some of the songs were just great. This is the actress Deborah Monk. If you're watching The Gilded Age, she plays the lady's maid to Mrs. Russell. And I think you're going to enjoy this. This is from a concert, The Great Broadway Leading Ladies.
Lady whose name was Carmen drove a man wild until he was out of control. I truly believe that I am a modern day Carmen, in spite of the fact I do not habla Espanol. That girl was exactly like me. We share this philosophy. Olé, I say. I'm not the type who's ready for dating someone steady. I'm everybody's girl. On Sunday night it's Danny. On Monday it may be Manny. I'm everybody's girl. There's a point to my behavior, which is smart girls always share their riches. So if your heart succumbs, don't let it. You're certain to regret it. All others come and get it. I'm everybody's girl. I could never be a cowhand's girl. La 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 la. And you want to know why? Why? I just can't keep my calves together. I'm everybody's girl. Some old Greek called Aristotle said it. If you got it, why not spread it? Don't go rattling in these sabers, exerting any labors to share me with your neighbors. I'm everybody's I'm also double jointed. I'm everybody's girl. Though it leaves a lot of fellas cursing. I'm a person needs dispersing. So to reaffirm my status, it's absolutely gratis to use my apparatus. I'm when they get upright, I feel grand.
That's Deborah Monk. Chicago, of course, the revival changed everything about Kander and Ebb. And, of course, talk about having money in the bank from something that's been running for 25 years. No one remembered Chicago particularly when it was rived, and it was the O.J. Simpson trial and the rethinking of it as a concert-style musical that really created so much excitement for it.
Billy Flynn's the name, Chicago's the game. It's the razzle-dazzle 20s, and I'm a lawyer. But I'm not the only criminal in the show. My prize clients are a pair of devious dames who go by the names of Velma Kelly and Roxy Hart. And, uh-oh, here they come now. So, hey, be careful. Watch your back and, you know, all that jazz.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna lose my knees and roll my stockings down. And all that jazz, start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold, but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. You do. And all that jazz. Gotcha. And all that jazz. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that.
Then it reinvented the movie musical, and just to show how it played out, it's so different. Great number.
Things ain't what they used to be. They sure ain't, Mama. They sure ain't.
Whatever happened to fair dealing and pure ethics and nice manners? Why is it everyone now is a pain in the ass? Whatever happened to class?
Class. Whatever happened to please, may I, and yes, thank you, and how charming. Now every son of a bitch is a snake in the grass. Whatever happened to class?
Class.
ain't no gentleman to open up the doors. There ain't no ladies now, there's only pigs and whores.
And even kids will knock you down so they can pass.
Nobody's got no class. Whatever happened to old values
and fine morals
and good breeding?
Now no one even says oops when they're passing their gas.
Whatever happened to class?
Class.
Oh, there ain't no gentleman that's fit for any use. And any girl will touch your privates for a deuce.
And even kids will kick your shins and give you sass.
Kids will kick your shins and give you sass. Nobody's got no class. All you read about today is rape and theft.
Jesus Christ, ain't there no decency left?
Nobody's got no class.
Every guy is a snot.
Every girl is a twat.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
What a shame.
What a shame. What became of
A great song just cut out of the movie was in the original Chicago. The next musical was created, was in their file cabinet, so to speak, and it was about a murder mystery. It starred David Hyde Pierce about a
Putting on a
Broadway
musical.
tryout where the leading lady gets murdered. This is, of course, David
It's
Hyde
got to be
Pierce.
the most fulfilling thing a person could ever hope to do. You're a special kind of people known as show people. You live in a world of your own. The audience paid plenty to sit there and clap, hearing you sing, watching you tap. Did you know your dentist longs to be in show business? Your window washer wants to be a star. And though your analyst may never couch it that way,
Analyst couch.
you don't know how lucky you are. Some policemen and detectives dream of show business. They can't get arrested, but still they sit around the station and fancy this life. Oh, they jeer Sherlock Holmes and cheer Mac the Knife.
Ask your cleaning lady, don't you dream of show business to vocalize, stretch beside a bar?
Her affirmative shrug as she shampoos your rug, let you know how lucky you are.
There's a special kind of aura around a show person. Just ask the next waiter you meet.
He walks with position, his voice is just grand.
He gives you the tip, you give him a hand.
We're a special kind of people known as show people. We live in a world of our own. Our days are tied to curtains, they rise and they fall. We're born every night at half-hour call. We can picture being anything but show people. For millions find the whole thing quite bizarre. But that up in our hearts when the overture starts helps us know how lucky we are.
And again, that's Deborah Monk. The Scottsboro Boys was another musical that they wrote about a tragic incident about 8 black boys who were accused of rape on the Southern Railroad line. A really, really tragic story. it was really such a tragic story that many people felt that this storytelling as a minstrel show
Please
just
welcome
really
the
wasn't
company of
quite
the Scottsboro
appropriate.
Boys.
What story are we gonna tell tonight?
We're going to tell the story of the Scottsboro Boys.
Chattanooga. Come and sing in Chattanooga. On the Southern Railroad line. On the Southern Railroad line.
I got up in the morning when my sleep was done, and I felt that cheery Chattanooga sun. Then I thanked the Lord above that I was still alive, and I waited for the 6:05.
Come and sing in Chattanooga.
And it chugga-chuggaed in, and I said, there you are, as I scrambled in the old boxcar. Then I settled back, believing that the world was fine. I was traveling on the Southern Line.
Come and sing in Chattanooga.
Here now, I'm gonna see the world.
And of course, these boys were tried of a crime that they had never really committed. Kander and Ebb were given the Kennedy Center honors. I just want to get to that very quickly.
John Kander and Fred Ebb have given us legendary musicals, from Cabaret in Chicago to Kiss of the Spider Woman. They've given us songs that are lovely, dark, and deep. So familiar now and yet still so fresh. We hear the first note and we know where we're going. The lyrics. Two theater men, two sides of the same story. John was the shy boy with a gift for the piano and a head full of all kinds of music. He composed all through high school and college, then left Kansas City for New York, New York. New York was Fred's hometown. He was already a smart talker. He had a way with words. He looked out on life and turned his rhymes into reviews, lyrics for nickels and dimes. John was playing other composers' show tunes until a publisher suggested he and Fred might have a dream in common. Fred threw out a lyric, John a tune. Razzle dazzle. The team of Kander and Ebb was off and running.
I let you serenade me till dawn comes along.
Their first Broadway show was a modest hit, but it put their names up on the marquee and gave the big break to the kid they wanted in the lead, 19-year-old Liza, with a Z. 1930s Germany was an audacious setting for a Broadway musical. From the tiny stage of a seedy nightclub, their next show exploded conventions. It frightened, it dazzled, it chilled us to the bone. It won 8 Tonys, then 8 Oscars.
Well, that certainly was their story. I don't know if anybody has anything you'd like to ask, or I'm going to allow you all to unmute yourselves. If anybody has anything you want me to clarify or share, go ahead, just unmute. Anybody have anything there?
How old Liza Minnelli is?
Somebody has got an echo on because they must have two things going. Liza Minnelli's 76 or 77.
She's 76.
76. So sad. Just so sad. Thanks, Susan. Anybody have anything else you want to ask or share?
Okay, I'm done.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this morning. It's always a lot of fun for me, you know. And next week we'll come up with something else to talk about. I haven't thought about what it's going to be yet, but we will. Regina, I guess we're not going to be on any Crystal Cruises soon. Anyway, I'll be, you know, just to tell everybody where I'm going to be headed. In June 13th to July 5th, I'll be on the Oceania Insignia going from Lisbon by way of London, Amsterdam to New York. In August, I'm doing the magnificent Celebrity Apex from Amsterdam to Scandinavia and the British Isles. In October, I'm doing... What? Yeah. In October, I'll be doing the transatlantic on the brand new Celebrity Beyond. So if anybody's interested, and I am working on my Queen Mary trip for next spring. As soon as I get it all together, you'll be among the first to know. And for those of you who are going with me to London in 3 weeks, I'm excited for that. And all of that's great. Hope everybody had a great morning. I was happy to see you all. And
They go with
see you all
him
next Friday.
on his
Take care,
trips to
everybody.
They
Bye-bye.
leave out of Montgomery Mall, and you know where she lives. She lives in the building across from Fran and Joe. So it's 5 minutes.
Somebody need a question for me about the trip? I heard somebody ask about Montgomery Mall.
You heard me. Larry.
Guess not. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.